Hello everyone! So today I'm going to be doing my presentation on the Supreme Court case Lau versus Nichols, which was decided in 1974. So, Lau v. Nichols was a lawsuit filed on behalf of Kinney Lau, who was a student who attended school in San Francisco in the public school district there. He was of Chinese ancestry, and so when San Francisco was desegregated in 1971, the school district intercepted over 2,000 students of Chinese ancestry who did not speak English, and in the school district there, the teachers only spoke English and they really made no effort to teach Kinney Lau or any of the other students English. So, of course, parents complained, but the school responded saying that Lau was getting the same exact treatment, the same facilities, the same textbooks as everyone else at the school, so he was receiving an equal education. So finally there was a lawsuit filed on behalf of Kinney Lau and the other 2,856 Chinese students in the San Francisco School District, alleging violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which had outlawed national origin discrimination. So the court case made it all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court unanimously ruled that Kinney Lau's civil rights were violated. So, in his opinion, Justice William O. Douglas stated that there is no equality of treatment merely by providing students with the same facilities, textbooks, teachers, and curriculum. For students who do not understand English are effectively foreclosed from any meaningful education. We know that those who do not understand English are certain to find their classroom experiences wholly incomprehensible and in no way meaningful. So, the San Francisco Public School District was found in violation of the Civil Rights Act and was required to come up with a plan to give students access to English and also have equal access to the regular curriculum. And the plan that they came up with was eventually called the Lau Remedies. And I think that it's important to note that without the Civil Rights Act, this wouldn't even have happened. One thing that Lau v. Nichols did not do was establish a specific bilingual or English as a new language like curricular policy, but instead individual school districts were kind of responsible for taking the affirmative steps needed toward reaching the goal. In the end, this court case was extremely beneficial for ELs, as it's really like the landmark court case for ENL students, giving rights to them to have access to education. And the legacy kind of established by this court case continues to be relevant to this day, and we can kind of see how that ruling affects children in school, but through education laws and policies that are in place today. So for one example, there's No Child Left Behind, which started in 2001, and for No Child Left Behind, how it kind of incorporated the decision from Kinney Lau's court case was that it did have English language proficiency standards, and they were aligned with academic content. However, the academic content and the English language proficiency were like conceptually segregated, meaning that there was separate time for content learning and then separate time for language learning, which really didn't make sense at all, especially for students, as they weren't able to talk about the academic content that they were learning, which is something that, as we all have learned, helps you learn a language. So the way that No Child Left Behind kind of implemented Lau versus Nichols and English language learning was not that great. But then with Common Core State standards that are more recent from 2010, one thing to know about Common Core is that they really highlight the fact that students have to use language to communicate, learn, and demonstrate their learning. So Common Core has its whole entire framework for English language proficiency development standards that correspond to the Common Core standards, and it really moved the paradigm from segregating vocabulary and grammar of language from academic content. And that is, as much as we complain about Common Core, one good thing is that language and content are a little bit more integrated. So yeah, I guess basically that's it. Lau v. Nichols was extremely important and influential, especially in our field, being E&L teachers. As I said before, this is like the main landmark E&L court case. This is the reason why we're even able to be E&L teachers, is because Lau v. Nichols established that English language learners have a right to learn, they have a right to be in school, and they have a right to receive the services that they need in order to help them learn. Okay, so before I go, here are my references that I used for this presentation. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.